I'm a student. I watch
I
a
like that.
lot of YouTube. I consume a
YouTube
lot of
University.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a dean's list, bro. I'm on a dean's list at YouTube University. What's good, y'all? It's your boy DB,
Jay Stu,
and we are your hosts of Unbound Creative Podcast.
a podcast for creative wellness.
And here we are, episode 2. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I don't think I want to waste any time, bro.
Oh,
I think
no.
we're gonna jump straight into it.
Yeah, we're gonna jump straight into
So
it.
we decided to do this episode just a little different from the last one, where I took 3 questions for Stu. Stu has 3 questions for me. We both have no clue what these questions are, and we're just gonna answer them as authentically as we can and off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
So you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
First. What creative risk have you taken in your woodwork career?
Oh, that's a good one. What creative risk? I'm pretty sure I've taken a lot of risks.
Yeah.
I'm that was actually that's funny you say that. And just a little off topic before I answer that question.
Yeah.
But so I don't do New Year's resolutions.
Neither do I.
I do themes for my year.
Mhm.
The theme for my year last year was to be more spontaneous and take more risks
Yeah.
with every aspect of my life.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, a big risk that I've taken and I often take with creating is the risk of copyright infringement. A lot of things that I do are branded concepts,
Yeah.
either whether it's a big designer brand or another brand that, people are just really hip to and it's a popular brand. I've already had many of my business Instagram pages shut down due to copyright infringement. I'm highly aware of it, but as we all know, majority of people are attracted to designer brands. And for me, I feel as if that's something that I just can't get away from it, because at the same time of me finding my own rhythm and creating what I like for me, I also feel as I have a small duty to at least put something out there that resonates with the people from a majority standpoint.
Yeah.
So I take a risk all the time. I take risk all the time when I create anything that's copyrighted, such as Off-White, Nike, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. I'm constantly creating these designer brands, logos or whatever it may be. So for me, I see that as a big risk. But as we all know, no risk, no reward. So I'm prepared to, for whatever consequence comes with taking these risks. So that is definitely one of the bigger risks. Again, I know there's probably way more than one, but that's the first one that comes to my mind, man. The risk of receiving a cease and desist letter for copyright infringement. So that's a big risk that I take when it comes to creating and doing what I do.
Okay,
for
cool,
sure.
cool.
Yeah. All right. So my first question for Stu is: I want you to share a project or a moment within your career that challenged you, or that taught you something unexpectedly. You know what I'm saying? You went into this project, you went into this with one mindset, and once you got started, you ran into a challenge or a hurdle, and it challenged you, or it taught you something unexpectedly.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually got two,
Okay.
and both of them is my short films. My first short film was a short film called Recovery.
Okay.
A horror short film. Both of them are horror. Um, and that being my first short film, I ran into some challenges. I didn't quite have it properly planned out. Like I had a shot list and everything, but it took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Because hold on, what took longer? Like
to actually film it.
Okay.
I thought we were gonna be able to get it done in about 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
And that simple short film took all night. I mean, it came out good. I'm very proud of it,
Hmm.
but it taught me to over prepare.
Gotcha.
But the irony is, I still didn't learn my lesson because when I went into the second short film, I was overly confident. Yeah, I didn't make a shot list, and trying to get certain shots, I didn't know what I wanted, but it was still an easier process than making the first one.
Okay.
Even despite not having the shot list, because I think on like the last day of shooting, because me and my wife filmed it over 3 days. And the last day of shooting, I made a shot list, and then I forgot it. I left it at home.
Gotcha.
So, but
Okay.
luckily, just making that shot list, I remembered what I wanted, and I think there was one or two shots that I forgot, but it wound up making the short film better.
Got you. Okay.
Um, so yeah, I would just say learn from your challenges, learn from your mistakes. Sometimes those challenges and those mistakes, they can make your project better. When you have to operate within the parameters of that challenge, it forces you to be more creative. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Like that. Like that answer.
All right. Next question. How do you stay creatively innovative and get yourself out of creative ruts?
Um, I'm a student, bro.
Yeah,
I'm a student. I watch
I
a
like that.
lot of YouTube. I consume a
YouTube
lot of,
University.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a dean's list, bro. I'm on a dean's list at YouTube University. But no, I'm just a student,
Yeah.
bro. I'm seriously intrigued by art and creativity,
Yeah.
bro, of all lanes. So I'm constantly watching other artists. I'm constantly reading. I'm constantly, and for me, because I got into creating, just not the traditional route. I didn't become an artist because I've been in love with it my whole entire life. So I got into it. So I'm retrospectively still learning how to be an artist, and I research a lot of different artists. I watch a lot of documentaries on artists. And for me, every time I do that, and every time I consume, and every time I go to a gallery or a new exhibition, um, it's funny because to I've been to two exhibitions this year thus far, and both of them I left with the same exact feeling and the same exact mindset, and that was do more. You got to do more. I went to one, and it was from an artist, big artist here in Atlanta, and I'm talking. This guy he had rusted pots and pans that he's found. He's a graffiti artist,
Hmm.
and he has rusted pots and pans that he just literally found, probably just on a train track somewhere, just found just in the woods, and he spray painted his logo on it, and it's selling for $2,500, $3,000, and people were happy to consume this.
Wow, that's crazy.
And for me, like I said, I left with that one thing in mind: you have to do more.
Yeah.
They wanted to buy that from him because of who he is and just how his work has impacted them in one way or another.
Yeah.
So for me, like I said, I left with the idea of you got to do more. So for me, I'm a student of the game, and I remain a student to the game. I'm a fan. I'm a student, and I consume a lot of content that has to do with what I do. So that's how I stay innovative. That's how I stay, hungry to continue to create. Is
Yeah.
I just continue to consume other
Yeah.
people's content, and that inspires me one way or another.
Yeah. That's what's up. Next
Yeah.
time you go to a exhibition, I want to go with you.
Yeah, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
got you. I
Yeah.
got you, bro. It's neat to see, and like I say, you leave with a totally different and a newfound perspective and respect for art
Yeah.
as a whole. Because, like I say, before I went, you see this guy's work all over the city, but to see people excited and damn near arguing about, no, I want to buy that spoon with his, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
how did he get these people to this point? And as I'm driving, I'm like, you got to do more.
Yeah.
That's how he did, because I recognize his work everywhere around the city because he
Mm-hmm.
does more.
Yeah,
He's out all the time, putting his. So
yeah,
that's kind of how I stay innovative, man. I just continue to digest and consume um, art, and
that's
I,
what's up.
I really just dive into the culture, man. So that's how I stay innovative and on top of
That's what's
my
up.
game
I'm
for
I'm
sure.
I'm the same way, man. I love learning about my craft, man.
Yeah,
I like every day I'm watching YouTube about filmmaking.
yeah,
And I was just talking to my dude the other day, like sometimes I'll watch videos that I've seen before
yeah,
just to stay sharp on the fundamentals of filmmaking.
yeah.
I don't want to I don't want to forget it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
I just I love learning about film. It makes me feel so good
Yeah,
to learn to see a new skill, get excited about it, try it out, and master it. Like that just it's no other feeling compares when you know that you mastered a new skill.
yeah.
So
So,
yeah, I'm the
so
same way.
that's a perfect segue into my next question
Yeah.
because my question for you is with technology constantly evolving, how do you stay innovative and how do you adapt to the new trends and the new tools within filmmaking?
I consume a lot of art.
Got you.
I consume a lot of art. I watch a lot of movies. Like I say, I'm on YouTube every day. I probably watch YouTube 2 to 3 hours every day.
Same.
Um, so I consume uh a lot of art within my niche.
Got you.
I'm constantly taking notes in my phone, trying to remember like certain shots from certain movies and certain frames, and a lot of YouTubers they have like their own products that they have to sell. And if I can get it, I get it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I
Yeah.
don't buy everything, but if it's something that speaks to me and my creativity, I need that. I'm gonna go ahead and get that.
Got you.
There's this one guy I can't remember his name. I think his name is like Alex Zafrati or something like that. But he got a website called Film Vibes,
Hmm.
and it's full of shots and frames from movies. So like if you want to create like a mood board for your movie, you just go to his website and download a high res image and kind of curate how you want your scenes or how you want your movie to
Oh,
go.
that's dope.
It's dope. I mean,
Yeah, that's
it's
dope.
other sites out there like that, but his is very affordable and it's got very very good images.
Yeah.
But yeah, I consume a lot of art and I document whatever speaks to me.
Yeah.
You know?
So it sounds very similar. I mean,
Yeah.
there you have it from the filmmaking perspective and also from the creation of art perspective. We both just stay a student to the game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Consume whatever it is you want to do. And to me, it's really a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Um, if I aspire to be a better artist and to grow in the art space, why would I consume mechanical work, somebody working on cars? It just
Mhm.
it doesn't make sense. So
But
um,
I don't mean to cut you off, but the thing about that is you will get inspired by consuming things out of your niche.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
not saying that you should do it all the time,
Right.
but just to break things up for a little bit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. No,
saying?
I see what you're saying.
Consume things out of your niche. So like I like horror movies, I like fantasy, I like sci-fi. Um, but every now and then I'll watch, a old school drama. You know what I'm saying? I'll put
Right.
on uh, Psycho or It's a Wonderful Life or 12 Angry Men, To Kill a Mockingbird. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I'll go to those old films, those old classics because they classics for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like they hold up and they've inspired a generation of filmmakers. Like for example, there's a movie that came out uh in December called Nosferatu. It's a remake.
Uh-huh.
It's a horror movie, and the way it looks, the director had took inspiration from Batman Returns.
Okay. Got
I
you.
would and I would have never guessed that if he hadn't said anything. But
Yeah.
when he said it, I immediately knew what scenes he had taken that inspiration from.
I
And
got you. Yeah, yeah.
it was like you like so just like every now and then con- deliberately consume something outside of your niche just to see if it inspires you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Yeah,
like that. I like that point. No, you're right. You're
yeah.
definitely right.
Yeah, my
Either
bad.
way,
I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
you're
Go
right. You're
ahead.
right. Just stay a student of the game
Yeah,
in general. So yeah, we definitely align in that
yeah.
aspect.
How do you handle failure?
Oh, that is a good one. That
Yeah.
is being that I am a perfectionist.
Yeah.
That is a good
You
question.
definitely a perfectionist.
Um, I just keep going, bro.
Yeah.
I just keep going, because for me, even though I am a perfectionist, I'm also a realist, and I think
Hmm.
I'm more so of a realist than a perfectionist.
Hmm.
So I get that nothing is gonna be absolutely perfect every time you do it.
Right.
I get it wholeheartedly. So for me, whenever I do attempt to create something or attempt anything in my life, and I end up quote unquote failing, I got to put failure in quotes because I don't feel like anything that you attempt and anything that you're vulnerable enough to try, I don't see it as a failure. I see it as a learning curve. And if I don't succeed to the way that I would like to the first time,
Hmm.
I'll try it again.
Yeah.
I'll try it again until I get it to where I say, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Even though it might not be perfect, I'll keep trying until
Yeah.
I'm satisfied with it. You know what I'm saying? So um I would say that's how I deal with failure is to just keep trying, keep going.
Yeah.
Um, because I don't feel like anything is a true failure until you stop, until you give up.
Yeah.
And for me, if I'm truly mentally stimulated by something and truly intrigued by something, I'll never give up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it turns into a me versus me thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll have a vision, I'll have an idea,
Yeah.
and if I try to make that idea come to reality and it doesn't turn out quite how I imagined it, I got to go back to the drawing. I have to try it again
Yeah.
because that idea is still vivid in my mind and I still see it the way that I initially seen it. So I have the image of what I want it to be. I just need to go back and try it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I handle failure. Um, I just keep going, and I'll keep going. And I'm one of the most persistent people that I know. You can ask anybody who know me. I'm very persistent, man, and the chances of me giving up, opposed to continuing to try and try and try, slim to none.
Yeah.
So that's how I deal with failure. um, First off, I don't see it as failure. I don't allow my mind to label it as failure. um, and I just try it again. I just keep trying until, like I say, I get it to a point where I can be satisfied with it, and then try and get to the next project. So I deal with failure by just trying and keep going.
No, no, I feel that.
Yeah.
I haven't always dealt with failure in the best way.
Hmm.
Um, I being fully transparent, I tend to get demotivated,
Yeah.
and like especially if something comes up that's out of my control and throws
Mm.
me out of my creative process or throws me out of my routine
Yeah.
because I'm a routine person.
Right.
I
Right.
got to do same thing the same way every time.
I feel
And
that.
when it throws me out of my routine, it's like disruptive to my whole vibe.
Yeah. No.
And
No. I get that,
yeah,
bro.
and
I feel that.
it makes me not want to create, and it's very demotivating. But going back to what you said about um themes for the year, my theme is consistency and momentum.
Mm. Can't go wrong with
Yeah,
those two. That
yeah,
combination of you can't go wrong with those
yeah.
two.
And the best way to stay consistent is to keep the momentum. And you got by keeping the momentum, you gotta, like you said, keep going.
Yeah.
And to add to that, when it gets to a point where you nitpicking it,
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
Just
I agree with that one thousand
The
percent.
project is done, move on to the next thing. Just
Yeah,
keep the momentum going.
I
So
agree.
yeah,
I like that. I like that answer, bro.
yeah.
All right. So my last question for you is, can you walk us through your process, your creative process from concept to execution? What's that look like in the filmmaking world?
There is a certain way that I do it most of the time, but sometimes it's a little different. But I'll talk about my regular way
Okay.
first. So I'll have an idea and I'll be thinking about it. Like it sticks with me for a while.
Yeah.
Um, and that like when it sticks with me for a while, that's how I know I gotta make this thing.
Right. Right.
After that, I write down random ideas. Like
Okay.
it'll like my notes will be incoherent pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, and then from that, I'll start to flesh out those notes into bullet points and then move them around to make a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it doesn't always work out the way I want it to. I One of my downfalls of writing is the ending. It's always tough for me to have a good ending. But sometimes I figure it out. Well, most of the time I figure it out. But
Why is that though? Not to cut you off. Is it because ideas continue to roll in, or
yeah, ideas continue to roll in, and I tend to. And if you're a writer, don't do this. Um, but I tend to rewrite as I'm writing, and you should not do that because it makes writing not fun.
okay?
And if you're not having fun, don't do it.
True. Yeah.
Um, and I'm trying to break myself out of that. So yeah, I'll get an idea. I'll jot down like incoherent notes. Then I'll flesh it out into bullet points, and I'll take those bullet points and make an outline. Um, and depending on what the story is, sometimes I use the Save the Cat structure. Save the Cat is a book uh, on uh, screenwriting. Um, Sometimes I use that, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
Um, once I have that outline, I'll start doing research if it's an idea that I don't know too much about,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll create my mood board or whatever using software called Milanote. Um, and it's like a online it's like an electronic cork board
Gotcha.
where you can organize your ideas exactly how you want,
Ah,
and it's fantastic.
that sounds useful.
I got ADHD, and it is oh my god, I love
Yeah.
Milanote. So then after that, like, I'll pull different images from film vibes or whatever, and I'll start talking about my idea with certain people
Gotcha.
just to see what they think about like it is this an interesting idea. Now
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't necessarily determine whether I'm gonna make it or not. Even if they don't like it, I'm still probably gonna make it
Right. Right.
because that's what I want to do.
Yeah. I got you.
But it's good to get feedback from people you trust.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
um
Definitely.
so after that, I'll go into writing the first draft. After I feel like I've gotten enough research, um, I'll go into writing the first draft. I'll let one or two people read it. They give me their feedback, and then I'll go to the second draft. And then while I'm doing the second draft, um, I'll be thinking of exactly how I want the shots to go. Because the first draft is really just getting the story right. I'm not really thinking about shots,
Yeah.
but the second draft, I'm thinking about shots and framing and composition and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Um, and then after that, I set a date, and
Gotcha.
then I start making the shot list.
Got you. That's an
Yeah,
interesting process, man. I don't think I've ever had a filmmaker break down their process like that, their
yeah,
creative process. I'm sure everybody kind of creates differently,
yeah,
but that's intriguing and interesting to hear that type of process for you.
yeah.
So when you say you do the second draft, is that is that always the fine? Do you ever have to do draft 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth? Or
Sometimes,
okay, got you.
sometimes. Most of the time I do 3 drafts. Um, I've done I've gotten away with doing 2.
Okay,
I did 2 for my second short film. And the short film that I'm working on now, I just wrote the second draft today. I'll read through it, and I'll probably do it. I might do a third draft if I see any issues with it.
got you.
But the other way, my other process is is almost inverse
Hmm.
as far as like the conception side of it.
Okay.
So I'll have an idea, and I'll know exactly how I want it to look,
Yeah.
but I have no story.
Yeah.
So I'll create the mood board first,
Got you.
and then from the mood board, I'll start crafting the story. And a lot of things that inspire me are specific scenes from movies. So I'll see a scene from a movie and like kind of place it in my own context. Like,
Right.
what would this scene? What would a movie look like if it was, or a short film look like if it was just this one scene
Yeah.
without all the other stuff? And I do that a lot.
That's intriguing, bro.
Yeah,
That's intriguing. It sounds similar to my process as far as everything starting here
yeah,
and having that ability to imagine vividly. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Bring your ideas to a vivid imagination where you see it. You
Hmm.
see it before you even write anything out, and that's pretty much the same as how it is for me. I start It starts with an idea, and before I even get started with the design on my computer, I already see it done. I see
Yeah,
it done hanging on the wall already.
yeah,
So sounds very, very similar to my creative process as
yeah.
far as the mental side of it.
Absolutely. When I made my second short film with my wife, The Drifter,
Hmm.
that was inspired by Book of Eli. You ever seen
Uh,
Book of Eli?
yeah, I just
Yeah,
watched it like
yeah,
2 weeks ago, bro.
yeah.
Swear to God,
I
I
might
just
watch
watched it.
that tonight,
Yeah, I just
actually.
watched it. Me and my cousin 2 weeks ago.
Yo, I love that movie, man.
Yeah,
It was inspired by Book of Eli. I was like, what if I made a horror movie set in like a post-apocalyptic world,
yeah.
like Book of Eli?
That
I was like, I'm making that.
I gotta check that out because I
Yeah,
really,
I see the link.
yeah, I
Yeah,
really
I'll leave the
enjoyed.
link in the description for y'all if y'all want to watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no, bro, I really enjoyed Book of Eli, and to know that you made a horror version of that, that's I gotta see
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
gotta see that. You got another question for me, or was that three?
That was three. That was three.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I guess that's it.
that's it.
That's it. And I hope y'all got some good game from this. I hope y'all got
Yeah,
some good knowledge. And just like always, man, if you see or hear anything within this podcast, drop the question below. If any of our questions or anything we spoke about intrigues or provokes thought within you, and you would like to know more, shoot us a message, drop the comment down below, and we'll be sure to get back to you as soon as we can.
yeah, for sure. And another thing I want to add, like, feel free to answer any of these questions that we asking each other. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment, answering one of the questions I asked DB or one of the questions he asked me.
Yeah,
We would like love to hear your creative process. What gets you out of creative ruts? How do you stay motivated? What do you do about failure? Like,
yeah.
we want to hear that, man.
Yeah, because like we said in the first episode, this is our first time doing this. So as we continue on our journey, you are a part of our journey now.
Yeah,
You are a part of our family. So we would love to hear how you go through your creative journey also. So yeah, like Stu say, man, answer the questions if you feel they resonate with you, and we would love to hear. We would love to see what you do to keep yourself innovative.
yeah.
But yeah, that's episode 2,
That's episode 2.
Creative Podcast.
Yes, sir. Unbound Creative Podcast, creative wellness. You know, Stay creative.
Stay creative.
Peace.
Out.